you're never gonna be able to control everyone in a crowd.
No,
I
of course
think
not.
that's just what it comes down to. I thought that this would be more like, first off, I didn't expect it to like get so crazy. But secondly, if it did get so crazy and people are saying, the people who are there are saying that it wasn't their people, or it was like Antifa or whoever,
Again,
right?
I,
Like that's
yeah.
if I feel like if you're going to be able to call that like your people didn't do
Do that?
this,
Don't be
then
there.
the Black Lives Matter had to be the same thing, right? There's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you have to have the, it has to be
Can't be double
possible.
standard. There's no double
It
standard.
has to be possible that
Yeah.
those people are not with the group either, right?
Yeah.
So
you can't
it's-
just assume one or the other. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I
you can't be
completely
like,
agree.
oh, this one was them,
Yeah,
not
this one
our
wasn't
group.
them.
But like the
Yeah.
other one was definitely them. They are all together, right? So it doesn't make sense that
It's like saying, you know, that's mustard. No, not that's mustard.
Hey there. Welcome to the Gluten-Free Organic Thoughts Podcast, where you are encouraged to express your natural thoughts and views through casual, meaningful conversations that hopefully can lead to learning and understanding new perspectives. To find out more info, visit www.gfothoughts.com. Now, here are your hosts, Michael Wong and Robert Din. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Welcome back to Gluten-Free Organic Thoughts Podcast, everyone. I'm Robert Din, one of your co-hosts. Today it's just us boys going over some current events that are affecting us right now. And with me to discuss all of it is Michael Wong.
Welcome back, everybody, to another great show. I think this is the second week of the year, and a lot of crazy things has happened already.
A lot of stuff has happened. First off, happy birthday, Mike. Like, happy birthday.
Appreciate it. And getting old is always fun. You know, gets more epic every single year. You gotta make it more epic, right? Somehow.
Every year, more epic. Yeah, you gotta keep on.
You just gotta
pushing.
level up
every time.
All right. So speaking of current, before we jump in, what are you drinking?
For me, I'm have some red wine. We have a night call today, so I guess some wine out. I have this Black Girl Magic Red Blend.
What is that? Where's that from?
Where is it from? California.
Is it Sonoma wine?
It says
somebody.
San Miguel.
Oh, San Miguel. I was gonna say somebody's basement.
Probably is. Yeah.
You know how it is, those hipster brands.
Yeah, that's right. I got that Black Girl Magic. You know, like, who knows where it's from?
Yeah. Good. You know, good old fashioned ginseng tea. Taking it easy. You know?
Tea, yeah. For you, it's really late. If it's nighttime for me, Mike's over the East Coast, so
yeah, exactly. Gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump right into it, man. All right, so let's talk about the Capitol event. I'm sure people are talking about the left and right.
Yeah,
what is your reaction?
So for people who have been living under a rock for a while,
just in case,
if you didn't listen to
watch
last week, we had Tara on, who she was getting ready to go out to this protest for, what was it? It was the Congress was going to they're going to count the electoral college votes. That's
Correct.
what the event was. And so the MAGA people were going to go out and protest. So when they were out there, they decided at one point it got crazy and they decided to just overrun the barricades.
But early that day, apparently Trump mentioned, say, hey, let's march to Capitol Hill together, blah blah blah. Kind of a little bit instigated a little bit if you rewatch that a little bit.
What did he really say? I've heard people say that he instigated it, but I don't even know what he really said.
There's a bit for that video. Hang on, I can pull that out right now.
I'm just looking up Trump's Twitter feed. That's what I'm gonna look up.
He's got banned already, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think all of his old posts are still, right?
Yeah, I think so too. But
yeah, I want to know what he actually said, because people say that he says things all the time, and then
yeah, that's true.
Could be this, could be that, you know. Oh.
So I just pinged you the YouTube video. and go to 40. I think go to like 40 something. Yeah.
Who's this? Giuliani? Oh, 34 seconds?
Start from there.
Yeah, I'm gonna show
Yeah.
video. This is Trump Republicans incite crowd before mob storms Capitol. Wait, so this was live? I thought he tweeted something.
No, it was a video. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to find the exact timing of that video right now for you.
They do not want to see our election victory stolen by emboldened radical left Democrats, which
So
is
it's
what
literally
they're doing,
like he
and
kind of
stolen by the fake
helped a little
news
bit, instigating
media.
a little bit
That's
of
what
that.
they've done and what they're doing. We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. Don't concede when there's theft involved.
Okay, he's talking about not conceding when
Country
there's
has
theft
had
involved.
enough.
Yeah.
We will not take it anymore, and that's what
I'm trying to find the
this is all
exact video.
about.
I remember correctly.
And to use a favorite term that all of you people really came up with, we will stop the steal.
He goes on,
We have
stop
come
the
to
steal.
demand that Congress do the right thing and only count the electors who have been lawfully slated. Lawfully slated.
Okay.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong for integrity of our election, whether or not they stand.
I mean, so far,
Our country
I haven't
has
heard
been
anything
under siege.
really bad.
We are gathered at a time when
Oh, and then
democracy-
Ted Cruz. I didn't see anything there in that video that was really damning.
It was right after that. I think he got cut early though for that video.
Oh, okay.
There's a few things that I'm trying to find exact video. I remember seeing that before, but the whole thing that I believe, anyway, it got people riled up, right? So
You got people.
But-
I can see that, but he also said in there that we're gonna go and peacefully protest. That's
Yeah.
what he said on the video.
yeah,
I don't know, but yeah, people are saying like he like incited something, but I'm not sure if that's 100% true or not. But yeah, something it got out of hand though. There,
Yeah.
like definitely people were getting angry.
there's some crazy video like of literally like people just breaking through the different barriers, just going
There was
over
there,
that.
yeah. I saw this one where they like picked up the barricade and pushed it into the
I actually saw a
police.
video where they dragged a cop out and were beating him.
Yeah, there
and-
was a video of them like
Yeah.
when they were at the Capitol building, they were pulling the cops out,
Yeah,
beating them on the steps with like flags and whatever they could.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
I could
and
see
then,
it. I saw
and then
that.
it was like, and then once they got in, I think it was like one officer versus like 10 people. They had to back
Mhm,
back.
and he just backed up.
Yeah,
There was
right.
I saw a video that really like concisely like went through what times everything happened, and they did like a really nice
I
timeline.
believe they did that. I believe it was CBS. I believe did that the timeline.
Yeah,
How they were. How there's one cop literally kind of deviated, distracted the crowd to go one way, while they were trying to secure the chamber, the Senate chamber, because they were both sessions going at the same time. Right, the Senate one side and the House was going on the other side.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, let me tell you. So, I remember seeing like a bunch of tweets and stuff. My friends talking about Capitol Hill. I was in the middle of a meeting, so I got a bunch of notification. Right, I'm like, it's got to be something important, But obviously, I was like in a meeting, working meeting. It's like, you know what? I'll look at it later. And then when I get out my meeting, I like 300 notifications. I'm like, holy shit, something's going on. At Capitol.
300 notifications
Yeah.
from who?
There's just different chats going on. Like I'm in multiple chats in what's called Discord chat and then WhatsApp chat. I'm like, holy crap, this is like
300 messages. Yeah, I didn't have that. Like I remember our group chat was like going off on stuff, but I was in the middle of like we're closing the books, right? So I've been working nonstop since Christmas basically, like just working. And so this happens and I'm like it's I was already working for like really hardcore work for like 3 or 4 hours into the day. And then I don't even know why I flipped over my phone because normally my phone's down because it's like in silent mode when it's down. And I flipped it over and I saw like 70 messages and I was like, what the heck is going on? People they're like talking about Capitol building
Yeah.
and stuff, and I'm like,
And
what
all
is
my friends,
this? Why is
all my friends are telling me to turn on CNN. I'm like, I don't have time to turn on CNN right now. I'm like, I gotta jump
oh,
into another meeting.
it was somebody who slacked me. Like they slacked a group on the
Really?
at work that was
Yeah.
like Capitol Hill. Oh my god! And I was like, oh, let me check my messages. That's why I flipped my phone over because I was like not gonna look at it at all day, and I was like, oh man, this is nuts. Dude,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And I also obviously, like, I mean, it is kind of crazy how, I guess, I mean, obviously they were outnumbered, right? But that how easy they were able to get through.
Right? The one security guard, that guy, like that guy is a hero right there. Like
Yeah.
one guy versus a huge ass crowd, and
I'm just surprised how understaffed they were. That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
how
that's true.
understaffed.
Yeah, you like with all of the
Sessions
protests
going
that
on.
you knew was going, like
Yeah.
you knew protests were coming, and
And the sessions
and
going on
the
both sides.
session on both sides were going on at the time. So why
Yeah.
would you not have more security?
Yeah.
But
And the fact that what's called, I mean, I don't know the truth behind this, whether the Trump denied the National Guards or something like that, or it took 3 hours to call the National Guards. That's kind of like, and no
I think it's kind of it's kind of messed up how badly like people got really mad when I compared like
yeah,
what happened at the Black Lives Matter movements
of
to
course.
this, right? And I know it's like I wasn't talking anything about like the validity of either
Yeah.
of what was going on, but like what happened at the Black Lives Matter like protest
Well,
where they were
police
like beaten and like
gassed
gassed and all this
everything.
stuff,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
over here people literally
They
have
got
guns
spray.
and stuff.
No, yeah, and they got pepper spray, but not as severe, or they didn't get gas. I didn't see any gas.
There's
Case of
no
gas.
gas. There was
Yeah.
so I saw
I thought there would
at,
be more
like
gunshots.
right yeah, that's true. I watched like I think it was CBS who was like
Yeah.
videoing from afar at the
Yeah.
front of the Congress, and then they heard the gunshot,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh shit. But but they were holding him back right there at the front of the Congress building, and then all of a sudden that they left, right? And I
Yeah.
was reading through the comments, and they're like, it looked like they threw tear was it tear gas or something. They threw
Okay.
something that was like that made them leave
Oh, okay.
that post, right?
That area.
Yeah. So I think it was like they pepper sprayed or something. So then the cops had to like back
Yeah.
up.
But still, though, I mean, I that makes sense. But I just feel like super unprepared. That's all it comes down to. I mean, they were super unprepared for that situation.
Yeah. I
mean,
just
and
feel like
imagine the rest of the world. It's like, obviously, I mean, this other chat where all the Aussie people are just talking shit. I'm like, wow, look what's happening in America.
yeah. I know. It's
You would think, in a first world country, this wouldn't happen, right? Like, yeah, obviously you're wrong. Like,
this is what happens when you're so divided as a country.
of course.
Yeah, that like
and that's true.
one side gets mad, and then the other side gets more mad, and then it just escalates.
But they prey us on reacting on emotion, right? And it's hard not react on emotion, to be honest, unless but at the end of the day, I think we're just human beings, and we are who we are, right? And so hopefully, like, and that's the issue. I feel like, I mean, yes, obviously we're angry, we're mad, and definitely, like, but that shows also the double standards, in a sense that, both side protests, so that's just not handled it correctly, to be honest with you. Like,
that's true. Yeah, both protests ended in a bad way where they should not have gotten there that point. But like you're never gonna be able to control everyone in a crowd.
No,
I think that's just what it comes down to. I thought that this would be more like this happens. Like first off, I didn't expect it to like get so crazy. But secondly, if it did get so crazy and people are saying, the people who are there are saying that it wasn't their people, or it was like Antifa or whoever,
again,
right?
that's
if I feel like if you're going to be able to call that like your people didn't do this,
don't be
then
there.
the Black Lives Matter had to be the same thing, right? There's you have to have it has to be possible.
There's no double standard.
It has to be possible that those people are not with the group either, right? So
you can't just assume one or the other. You know what I mean? Like,
you can't be like, oh, this one was them,
Yeah. And
not
this one
our
wasn't
group.
them.
But like the
Yeah.
other one was definitely them. They are all together, right? So it doesn't make sense that
It's like saying, that's mustard. No, that's mustard. Yeah. No, but on reality though, okay, I felt like at least this sped up the counting. This sped up a lot of relative Senate for not denying the votes and stuff. This also sped up, at the end result. I feel like
did it
they
speed
pushed.
it up, or would they
Yeah.
have done this anyways?
No, there was actually, I feel like there were more objection to actually like push back, hey, dude, because
Oh, I
feel like
see. So there was
I mean,
gonna be
like,
more objections, more people that
correct.
were
You can
okay
tell
with.
that flipped a lot of switches for a lot of Republicans to pull back to be able to object.
Hmm.
And I mean, obviously, it feared their life. Think about it.
Yeah. Also, ALC said something like, "We almost lost half of our representatives today," and I was like, "I
No,
don't think that. I think you're being very hyperbolic there.
yes, I
Like,
think she
there's
is.
no way."
It's a little bit dramatic. I feel like
Yeah.
obviously they're gonna play the dramatic side of things, right?
Yeah.
What I mean, at the end of the day, they're gonna play the dramatic side. It's all about the action that they can get out of this. But I mean, but it is what it is, right? I mean, the situation is that obviously their life was in danger. That's not a lie.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're gonna try to.
I mean, some
Sadly,
of
because
them, their lives are in danger.
yeah. Well, I mean, sadly to say, the politicians are gonna milk this out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and they're totally
Yeah.
doing it, right? Like right
Yeah, of course.
now, after Biden's been like voted in by the
Yep.
electoral college, like now the whole Democratic side is they're trying to like what are they trying to do? Impeach
Yeah,
Trump again?
impeach him for different grounds now. And the reason why they want to do that is because they don't want him to run again. So once you get impeached, you cannot run again.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think this is
Either-
all ridiculous. Like
Well, either you vote, I think either you invoke the 25th, but you had to get the Republicans to help that out, or you try to get impeached. The thing is that, so the long-term goal is obviously, even though there's like whatever 12 days left, right? I think they're trying to get him impeached on some grounds, so that way he cannot run again. That's all it comes down to. Because
even if he
otherwise-
ran again in 4 years, he's gonna be what 78 years old.
Yeah, I mean, Biden's 70 years old though. What then?
They're both old as hell. They need to get out of
Yeah.
there. Like
I agree. Yeah.
I think instead of doing this, instead of impeaching him,
Yeah.
what they should do is all vote that you have to be under 70 years old to be president.
Oh, you mean pass a new law in a sense, like you younger?
Pass an age
Yeah.
cap.
I think, don't you have to get the judicial? No, sorry, get the I think the 3 branches has to sign off on that. You can't just suddenly just pass that.
I would rather them do that than do stupid
and
stuff
waste,
like
and waste money, tax
We're-
money.
because they already tried to impeach him, right? And
Yeah, of course.
it didn't work.
Yeah.
And now the Republicans still have the Senate, right?
Yeah.
So they're not gonna agree to this either way.
That's true. Or you never know. They're fearing for their
And
life now.
I
A
think
lot of people
I
flip on
think
him.
they were like the first impeachment. They needed 62 out of 100 to
Yeah,
pass.
pass.
They have 50 people as
Yeah, that's true.
Republicans on the Senate.
Yeah.
Are you gonna flip that many people?
You don't think they're gonna easily flip? What? All you need is 12 more.
No.
Wait,
No,
is
they need 14 more. They need
14 more, sorry. Yeah.
independents and
Yeah.
12.
You don't think they could fit 14 though? I mean, by the looks of it, I think they could fit 14.
I don't think so.
Again, you think it's a waste of time?
I think it's a waste of time and money that
Yeah.
they're doing this. They're wasting 535 congressmen's
Time,
hours.
Yeah.
And it's not just like hours. Like remember, like when did you watch the electoral college voting? Literally, Pence was there. He would like every state that comes up, he would be like, "All right, this is the vote," and then anybody opposed, and then he goes through and names
Oh, yeah,
every single person.
And you need the senator to back
And
that.
each senator stands up and says
Yeah.
yes or no, right? And I feel like that is the most retarded way to do this because it's so slow. You have to call out each person, wait for them to answer, and then
It's
repeat their
because
answer.
I feel like I think that's because everything gets recorded, right?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
see why they do it, but like if that's just the voting, right? If they have to impeach him, they have to go through that whole process. Probably takes an hour, 2 hours. And then that's not including like listening to testimony and all of this
Yeah,
stuff.
of course. Yeah.
So like you're gonna spend
I feel like they're not gonna get it done in time, regardless. Right?
thousands of hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like they're gonna get it done in time.
Yeah.
Second of all, they can spend all this time trying to figure out what the hell the next stimulus could be or something like that, you know. Or
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Spend
and
your
something
time
more
better,
useful,
more useful.
wisely. But they're
Yeah.
not gonna do that. Listen, it's again. I feel like
It's
it's
a
for
horrible
show.
system. That's
I
why.
feel it's for show. It's just for show. They're not gonna get done, you know. And it is what it is. It's a lot of money wasted. That's what it comes down to, you know.
Yeah. They're just trying to waste our time.
All right, enough of the capital stuff. Obviously everyone's mad, everyone's angry.
Oh,
Hopefully it
but
doesn't.
coming off of this,
Yeah.
but kind of related, but also coming off of this, now Donald
Before-
Trump is banned on Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah.
Does he have an Instagram? He's probably banned on there too.
Yeah, biggest Facebook owns them.
But yeah, he's banned on everything now.
Isn't that crazy? What do you think about that?
I don't know. I had one of my friends on Facebook. He wrote, "The president of the United States is banned on Twitter." Just think about it. Like, think about it. The president
Yeah.
can't even like use the platform.
Does that show that a corporate company is more powerful than government? You think? The sign?
More powerful than government?
Yeah, it's a flex. You think about it. Oh, I can ban the president from doing anything now.
I don't think they're flexing. Right?
No, but I'm saying that people can misinterpret that, right? But do you think like people can misread that?
I think it's bad to do any type of censorship, right?
Yeah.
For like honestly,
Well, I mean, obviously,
honestly, I think any type of censorship is bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think that it's the right move.
So
But
a
I
lot of
see
people
why they
already
did
think a lot of people think already corporate runs America, not the government. You know, but corporate runs the government.
They
who runs
do.
America.
I totally
right?
agree with
But
that.
this is just an example of that. That's what people will say.
That's not an example because could Trump have paid them to or like put some law in that was good for them for him to get back onto their platform? I don't think so.
No, of course not.
So I don't think this was has anything to do with
No,
them
I'm saying,
being more powerful
obviously,
than
people could misread that. That's what I'm saying. People could have misread this.
Yeah, I just don't think that's.
But okay. Do you think this move also like
it's a
prevents,
PR move for everyone.
freedom of speech?
It is bad for freedom of speech. I think so.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. It's a PR move, by the way. 100%.
Definitely. Like I think most of it is PR.
I agree in that part.
Yeah.
I agree with that part. I think they waited the risk. You know, they end up waiting the risk and stuff.
Mhm.
Definitely agree. 100% it's a PR move for sure.
Yeah.
All right, going.
What do you think about Parler getting banned?
Amazon. You mean Amazon and Google?
Amazon, Google, and Apple
yeah.
all banned Parler from their stores.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you can't. What they're gonna go on Reddit and then the next they're gonna get banned from Reddit.
It's a slippery slope. It really is.
It is a slippery. What do you stop? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Like you can't do a certain group or one group's wrong. You know what I mean? Completely wrong just because they have crazy left, right, crazy right stuff. You know.
But like even so, I don't think that's. I think the only way you can do this is if there was like a legit security risk from the FBI that said like this is being used for terrorism.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's hard to like say
justify that.
Justify that like yeah we're gonna get rid.
What
of
does
this.
I'm saying? Like what is next though? Right? I don't know. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, moving on to that. The Georgia election. Don't forget.
Oh, Georgia elections. Yeah.
Yeah.
Democrats won both seats, right?
Both seats. They were both really close.
Wow. This is crazy. It's how
listen,
Georgia's turned
Let me tell you, Stacey Abraham probably will be running for Senate. Actually, maybe for governor. Actually, I can see her running for governor.
Who's this? Oh,
Stacey Abraham.
Stacey Abraham.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it.
And she's young. I can see her running for president in 8 years. To be honest.
Wait, how old is she? 22?
No, she's not that young.
So you said 8 years. I was like, oh, 8 years should be 30. So
Stacey Abrams probably around 40-ish or so, right? 47.
Stacey Abrams.
She's 47 right now.
Oh, she's 47.
Yeah. It'll be definitely interesting to see how this plays out with her. Um, but yeah, I mean, Georgia's blue for first time. How long? Who knows?
I know. I don't know. It doesn't even make sense to me in my brain that it's happening.
Hey, it's all the California people moving over there. I'm just kidding.
I don't think any California
Nah.
people decided to go to Georgia.
Yeah, no. I think Stacey Abrams has done a really good job of raising the minorities, the what's called the impoverished area to come out, to get them to come out and vote. She's done a great job spreading that. I know she worked her ass off for the last probably like 7 years, something like that, just to do this. So
Yeah, this is big.
yeah, sure. But yeah, this gets this tie for the Senate, right? Is it the tie or is it the actual? It makes the Senate actually blue, right?
No, the Senate. No, the House is blue. The Senate is 50 Republicans, 48 Democrats, 2 independent.
That's right. Yeah, that's crazy. Hopefully, well, let's see what the Democrats do now. They can't complain now. They can't say that they can't get shit done the next 2 years.
I don't know. They'll blame it on the Senate. I think honestly, no matter what, nothing ever gets done, and then they always blame it on the other parties. That's how it works every time.
The blame game.
Yeah, it's just the blame game, and like we're so like split throughout all of our like government stuff that
Yeah.
even when like even if both are Democrat, the judiciary is Republican, and then they're gonna blame it on them. Like they're gonna blame.
So, do you think that there's a chance we become more united now with Biden on board?
No.
Do you think we become more divisive?
Yeah, I just don't think there's nothing that he can do to make us more uh like I don't know. I think we are on a path that's like
That we're gonna be more divided and slowly push.
just slowly and slowly more and more divided every year.
I don't know. I feel like with the generations coming up, we can slowly stop that. Especially if you see new candidates coming about. I mean, like new younger candidates, right? And the baby boomer goes away. I can see that happening, but the issue is actually the wealth gap. I feel like the wealth gap had to do a lot with the divisiveness as well. How do you close that wealth gap? That's a good question.
Yeah. It's I just feel like politicians don't have an incentive to close the wealth gap.
They don't, because the biggest issues in this country and in this government in general is the lobbyists. That's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
So, and they don't have any incentive to change that because there's no incentive to change that at all in general.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, their pocket is more important than the benefit of the goods of the people. It's
Yeah.
sad to say that.
Yeah. Did you watch Arnold Schwarzenegger give his like speech on what happened and everything? He gave like a really good. It was like a 4-minute YouTube video, but it was really good video of him just saying how we need politicians who are working for a bigger purpose, not just for their own
Money.
self-interest.
Correct.
He
It's hard to find that though. I mean, I'm sure there are some out there, but it's gonna be very hard.
and some of them may even think that they are.
Yeah.
When really it doesn't like.
Well, they get mixed up. That they lose their ways.
Yeah.
I was it you that told me this or somebody that told me this? Like, by the time that you become a politician, you become to a higher level. Like you already owe 10 favors already to somebody else already.
I
You
didn't,
can
I
watch
didn't say
over-
that, but yeah, I
Alright,
can
somebody said that to
believe
me,
it.
Yeah, like you already own 10 favors to somebody else that you had to do something already, like just to get to that level to where you are.
Yeah, I
You
can
can watch over 10
believe
times
it.
already.
I can believe it. Yeah,
You get to get your hands dirty.
it's just I don't know. I don't know how to change the system, but I don't think it's gonna help. And I don't think Biden. The fact that the whole election thing happened and there's
Yeah.
no resolution to it, other than like they're like people who are thinking properly, right? There's
Yeah.
a resolution, right? We feel like it's fine, but the people who feel like they've been messed with
Yeah.
all of this election stuff, they're never gonna get resolution, and they're just gonna get more mad, more.
That's
So
true.
I don't think that there's anything that Biden can do to help that unless he like I don't know. Tells everyone to like redo their elections and stuff. I don't even know how he could help. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, like you said, I don't think it's gonna change overnight. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So moving on to
Let's do
obviously
some extra
let's
MSG. Um, let's do our extra MSG segment.
well,
And
before we do that, actually, since we're talking about government, though, let's talk about Jack Ma first, quickly. Just touch base
oh,
on that.
Jack Ma, you think so?
Yeah, yeah, because
Okay.
government related, right? It's different government, though.
Yeah, I guess it's a different government, but it's still government related.
Yeah, it's a government related.
Yeah. So, you want to give the background on what happened?
Well, go ahead. So, I mean, okay, well, I can touch base on that. You can add on to it. So,
Yeah.
Jack Ma was trying to go IPO with his payment company that's going to spin off from Alibaba.
So, if you don't know, Jack Ma is
This
is
the
a
former CEO of
yeah,
Alibaba.
he's a businessman,
yeah.
like he's a Chinese businessman. I think he's like the richest man in China or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something
Based
like
on-
that. But
after the last IPO, yeah.
he was the CEO of Alibaba, which is like if you think like of Amazon as Walmart, then Alibaba is like
for manufacturers.
Costco, right? It's like
Yeah.
a wholesale version of Amazon.
Well, you can find manufacturers. You can find anything you want. It's actually for businesses. It's a Costco for businesses. That's what it is.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
and that was I think that was the biggest IPO ever that came
Yeah.
out when they IPO'd that company.
Yeah. This guy has a crazy story. Like he got rejected from universities. He got rejected for being a cop. Like the whole
He
crazy.
was a teacher
story.
before, right?
Yeah, he was a teacher for a few years. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like he didn't hit his fortune till like what something late 40s, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he does really well. And then through Alibaba, they started Alipay, which is like a PayPal type of thing.
It's a faster payment service system that he developed. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and now I think China like uses that almost exclusively. Like people in China, they just use that exclusively. So it's huge market, and they make
its
a
own
ton of
app.
money.
It is own app on the phone. That's what it is.
Yeah. So then they spun it off, and then they were trying to IPO on the Chinese and Hong Kong markets, right?
Yep.
Shanghai and Hong Kong.
Yep.
And I think it was right before he had like a meeting with a bunch. There was like I think it was like a conference, and he was speaking, but there's also like a bunch of officials there, Chinese officials there, and then he went off on a rant about how the financial system needs to change, and then he went on a rant on that the Chinese government is not helping in the whole thing, and then afterwards, his IPO didn't go through. Like
they stopped them. The China's regulatory stopped them.
Yeah.
From IPO, and then he was trying to come to the United States. He got stopped at the airport.
Yeah, I think that did happen, but I don't know the details on that. But yeah, for sure. Like so he was going to IPO, and then the government just was like, nope, we're not gonna let you IPO. Also, no one's seen him in 2 months since that happened. So
apparently he's not missing. He's laying low, according to a few folks. So I don't know. He was supposed to appear in some kind of TV shows for New Year's. Never appeared. He canceled it. He canceled it apparently. But yeah, I mean.
But you think this is the Chinese government?
I think so. I really think. I mean, obviously, like they probably saying no to a lot of things. To like, but also at the same time though, like this is my. I mean, obviously, like okay, Jack Ma's not doing it for the money. You know what I mean? Like he's already loaded. You know, I mean, he's not doing it for the money, and so it's something else, right? So therefore, like at the end of the day, obviously, China will probably wants to try to control is, whatever. Because at the end of the day, I think he's pissed. He probably pissed off the banks, to be honest, and it probably half of the people who own, probably had interest in the banks, probably the government, right? So,
I see.
And that's probably what happened,
Oh, I see. So the government was involved with the money, and then they got mad. I just thought he pissed off the government for saying all kinds of bad stuff.
I really want to find out what exactly he said, because I mean, obviously, the translation might not be accurate as well, right? So, it'll be cool to find out what actually he said.
They have like you can like Google his speech.
Can you? I don't think you can. Can you?
Yeah, right here. I'll send this over. It's in Chinese, so I don't. Maybe you'll have to interpret it for us.
My Chinese is not that great. So, but yeah.
Oh, maybe this guy translated it or something. So like, this is Jack Ma Bun Finance Summit speech.
Was this where he said that?
Yeah, this is like this is where he went off.
Oh yeah, he did translate that. Says thank you for inviting me for the summit.
Yeah.
I'm delighted in Shanghai 2013. He said he was actually quite torn before to speak here today. Okay, so it's a good moment. So what is he rant? What does he rant?
It's gotta be down. China's financial sector, like other developing countries, that have just grown up, is a young industry and does not have mature ecosystem. And is not fully moving. Many big banks. Where else does he talk?
He's like there are like two different diseases, Alzheimer's disease and polio. Both look like against each other, totally different illnesses. If a child takes Alzheimer's medication, he or she will not only forget an old person's disease, but a lot of that strange disease as well. What the hell is this saying?
He's just talking about diseases in here.
He's comparing. That's why I think he's comparing the two ecosystems. Like
the two financial ecosystems.
Ecosystem, yeah. I think in the paragraph above he says, without this part of the ecosystem, we will die and flooded, and die when in drought. So today, in a country that bears the risk of lacking an unhealthy financial system, we need to build a financial system, not worry about a financial systematic risk.
Later on, he says innovation comes at a price, and our generation must take on that responsibility. And then I think he blames President Xi. Like he says,
wait, did he say that?
He says,
President Xi once said, "Success does not have to come from me." I understand that this phrase about a sense of responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're not supposed to use the president's name in vain.
I guess not.
In China.
Anyway, we'll post this on YouTube on show notes if people you want to read this.
Yeah.
Those who are not watching, this is actually a fairly long speech, though.
It's a very long speech, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But like, yeah, so he pissed off some people in the government, and now
no one's seen him.
No one's seen him in a long time, so
he's laying low. Okay.
We're wishing him the best. Hopefully he's okay.
He's alive. Hopefully he's alive.
Yeah, no one's seen him.
This is kind of
like every time, what's his name? Kim Jong-un goes missing for a couple weeks. Like people are just like, they go on like a tear of like, oh man, what's happening to him?
Yeah. What happened to the last Chinese tycoon guy who probably got released from the prison and then die somehow? Wasn't like last guy Chinese billionaire tycoon missing?
Poisoned? The guy poisoned?
Is it poisoned? There was a guy before him. He died. Hang
on. This guy was a CEO of a game company known for Game of Thrones strategy game.
No, it was another Chinese tycoon who criticized Ching, and then he got jail for that. 18 years jail for that.
18 years in jail?
Yeah. Here, I could here. 18 years of jail.
We're talking bad about the president.
Yeah, about him mishandling Corona.
Oh. Okay. 18 years in jail for talking bad?
18 years in
prison right?
For criticizing the COVID response. Man. See, so for everyone out there,
we're lucky.
The United States is not like this, right?
Yeah.
We can talk bad about Trump all we want, and that's our freedom of speech.
Isn't that crazy?
Man, that's nuts.
Yeah. All right. Enough sad stuff. Hopefully, Jack Ma comes back to life soon. Smart guy, very inspiring.
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on to our extra MAG session.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you have for us, Rob?
I might have something. Oh, I didn't bring the. Oh shoot. I didn't bring the video over. Let me see. You give me yours first, and I'll
All right.
have the.
So I got two. Okay. So this is the first one. It's an image. And I'll give you the second one as well. So the first one is an image of a hedge being trimmed like a worm with a face in it. And pretty much when you walk around, it's a face looking at you, smiling.
Wait, what? The hedge.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna show this to people.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is great.
It looks so real though. You know what I mean?
That does look real,
Yeah.
man. That's gotta be scary too. It looks like kind of like a caterpillar.
Yeah, caterpillar, right? Like it looks like a
It's
real
like that
thing.
caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, no, like talking to you.
Kind of scary, kind of not.
All right. So the second one is another image. And for those who are not looking at watching us on YouTube, so it says the title says it's free, can't complain. It's pretty much a big plate that says happy birthday. You know how you get the free dessert? And it's a tiny little cube, maybe probably an inch by 1 inch. There's a candle on it, light up. It says, and then there's a caption that says, "This is my free birthday cake at a $300 meal restaurant."
Oh my god, that little tiny cake.
Yeah.
At least they wrote in like whatever that gel is or whatever.
Chocolate. It looks like chocolate gel.
maybe.
They put little few drops in there, you know.
Yeah, they made it fancy.
Listen, that little cube could be, you know, probably worth $300. You never know.
It probably is worth $300.
Does that ever happen to you, Rob? There's some kind of restaurant, like the high class of the restaurant gives you this tiny little dessert.
I feel like every time you go to a fancy restaurant, they give you not enough. I think that's.
I mean, obviously, you don't. If you go to a fancy restaurant, you're not gonna go for quantity, right? It's always quality.
Right. You're always going for.
I remember every time I went to Nobu, and every time I got out of there, I always end up going to In-N-Out afterward because I was not full.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I just go home and just wait till tomorrow.
No, because let's see. Last time I spent Nobu between 3 people, we spent $300, $400 maybe, something like that. And I went to In-N-Out afterwards. Like
Each person, $300.
No, like $400 per total. No drinks though, by the way. Just $400, just straight up food. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Never again, by the way. So.
All right, so mine is a TikTok video.
All right.
I'll send this to you. I'll show people here. It's so people that are listening. It's this guy, and the first this is first time hitman. So we'll start playing. See what happens. He's like putting some stuff inside of there. He's putting some what is that?
He licks it.
Yeah, it looks like some poison that he's like putting in, some powder that he puts into a water glass, and then he mixes it with his finger, and then licks it to get, and then he falls over. First time hitman.
First time hitman. Damn, mistake number 1. Try testing out your poison.
I mean, it happens. It's just it comes with experience. Not licking your finger after you put poison in the glass.
That is hilarious. Oh, that's actually. All right, let's jump back into this current events. All right, let's talk about NBA COVID situation.
NBA COVID. There's a lot of people.
No, listen, I'm playing fantasy basketball right now. Let me tell you, a lot of people.
There's a lot of people who got COVID. Boston yesterday had
8 players.
8 players who couldn't play. Or no, he had 8 players that could play.
But they suspended the game apparently. So
they what? They suspended the game. Oh,
yeah.
They didn't play.
Yeah. So Dallas has
how many people are on a roster or on a team? 14.
I think it's 14 or 15.
14 or 15, and they only had 8 people that could play.
Yo, you're professional. You better run full court, man.
Man, that is, yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, so like they're not doing the bubble, obviously, right? So what do you think they should do?
I think you just do what you gotta do. I don't know what you can.
I mean, look at the NFL, right? The NFL pulled through.
The NFL also has like 100 people per roster.
That's true.
So then, if you're, yeah, I don't know. They're more contact, right? In football.
Yeah, they're more contact, true, correct.
But they also have shields and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, what do you do though? You know what I mean?
I feel like football, like it's you'll
You
have
think
less.
you would think this will stop James Harden from partying so much, you know?
No, I think James Harden. So James Harden, for people who don't know, is like he's the star on the Houston Rockets,
It's good. He's
and
so good.
he's
He's
really
so good.
good. But he is very unhappy with the team. So then
Yeah.
he told them he wanted to trade, and they haven't traded him yet. So that he's been out partying and like putting up videos of him partying. And I think
Yeah.
it's mainly for show, mainly just to show
You don't think he's actually partying?
No, I
It
think
looks like
he
he gained
is.
weight.
I
It looks
think
like
he
he gained
is,
weight, by the
but I think it's because he's like I think if he was on a team that he wanted to be on, he'd be back in shape and like getting in shape.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why would you risk injury for that kind of stuff? You know what I mean? That's kind of weird. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't not risk injury for that just to get out of shape, just to piss somebody off.
No, he just
Yeah.
wants to be gone. So then he just wants to it's
I
hard.
mean, who will listen? Who would want him right now? Though? What team will give him? Like, as a Miami fan, I would not take him right now
Why not?
because Houston wants too much.
Wants to.
Houston wants too much.
Oh, Houston wants to. Yeah, of
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
But if you could give up like Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson for him, you would do it.
No, they wanted more than that.
I know, but if that was what they asked for.
Yeah, I mean that's different though, right? But
Right? If they asked for like 2 players and a first round pick or something, 2 first round picks, maybe you'd do it. It's just they asked for like they're asking
even
for
the Knicks,
everything.
even the Knicks said no. Okay.
Yeah, they're asking for everything. They're asking for your whole future for James Harden. But yeah.
But I mean, okay, going back to the COVID situation though, what do you think the team should do? All these teams.
I don't know if there's anything they can do other than what they're doing.
Maybe get vaccines for all the players.
I think
they can't make it. They cannot make it required though. That's a funny thing.
They can't make the vaccine required.
Yeah, for the league.
They could, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, they could. You're right, but I don't think they will. Correct. It would not look good.
It's also something like, oh, we might like, do we have enough vaccines for everyone in America right now?
That's
so
true.
if you force all of the rich athletes to get it, and you don't let like the frontliners get it, it's kind of
true.
it's just.
So and what do you draw the line? Their family should their family get it too?
Yeah, like now you got to get everybody they're associated with too.
Yeah, the whole posse.
I think that's all you can do is just
play it through.
It's just play through it, and people who get it, they just stay home, and then I don't know. It's gonna mess up some teams. Some of like the borderline teams, I can see it messing them up. Because like if for some reason, like Dame Lillard gets COVID, right, and like Portland, who's every year they've been on the edge of the playoffs, and then they like miss out because of it. It sucks. But like, what can you do? You're not in a bubble anymore. There's no way that they can keep that up.
So do you think that when the NBA playoff comes around, there should be a bubble next year?
It depends on where we are, right? Like I feel like
actually, we'll be here. We'll be in July again this year.
Yeah, I feel like by then, I don't think that this pandemic will be as bad.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think that it will be as bad.
With all the new strand stuff.
Honestly, like once
the noise will be quieter. You think the noise will be quieter, probably?
Yeah, but I think since we have a vaccine now, I think it's easier to develop the next vaccine. Right? Like going from one to the next. So I don't see I feel like now it's gonna be more like the flu, where it's gonna be around all the time. But then we have a vaccine, so it just keeps going, and you just gotta push through it, right? Yeah, and I think by June we'll probably be close to around that time.
God, I don't want to travel this year, man, for work. You know. Like couple stay another year.
Wait, are you gonna go? Like, are you guys traveling again? Did they tell you guys are traveling again?
No, they haven't announced anything yet. So
they might not. They might just be like, all right, now
we don't. Clients might not feel comfortable. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, have you found it hard working with clients now?
I mean, it's harder to build that relationship unless you have a really good client who's communicative. It's kind of hard, like So I mean, I feel like I do realize people are more open now to talk more stuff because they understand your life. because they understand, okay, you're a human being now. So I feel like if that barrier starts
When you
broken down,
before, like the consultants weren't human beings.
yeah, well, like, oh yeah, you're just consulting, you don't have
I
a
can
life, you
see,
work,
I can see
like,
that. I can see that. Be
but
like,
I feel
oh,
like
these
now,
auditors come in and
yeah,
they're just here to audit us and be
yeah,
mean people. Yeah, that's
yeah. But I feel like that barrier has gone down because I feel like there's sympathy behind that, right? And so, and because we cannot see the face to face, like I never met my client. I've been working there for like same project for like the last 9 months. You know what I mean? And by the time I leave this project, I'm never gonna meet them again. I'm never gonna meet them in person. You know, like, but I mean, they're good people. I mean, I feel like, but it is hard. It took a while to get to that relationship. I feel like, so it's just different. You know,
yeah. I was watching a video the other day of like what will San Francisco be like? Like where are we going?
in 2022, you think?
Yeah, if like we
Listen,
if
Oracle's
people,
gone, HP's gone.
all
Who
of
else
these
is
tech
left?
companies are
All
leaving,
all the big
Tesla's
companies.
leaving,
That's not
right?
that already.
Yeah, like it's if all of these companies are leaving, what's gonna happen? And like it was just a
Maybe
guy.
all the startups. Maybe all the startups will come by and go. You know, take
Yeah,
over this.
he didn't have an answer. It was just a question that he was posing.
Uh,
But yeah, I think so. I think there's still like the big Google, Facebook, are all here still, right? So I think that environment already just
didn't
um
Salesforce announce that they're gonna leave too? I thought. No,
is
Salesforce
Salesforce
announced.
leaving? I don't think so.
Hang on, hang on.
Because they have
But
so many buildings
new
here.
towers. That's true. Hang on. Someone big announced they were leaving.
They
Hang
have
on.
4 towers here. How can they leave?
Hang on. Who announced that they're gonna leave though? Hang on a second. I forgot who it was.
I think that like with all of the tech companies that are still here, there's still gonna be that environment to build new products.
Do you
And I
think the
think
rent's gonna drop more? The rent?
I think rents will keep dropping, and I think all of these buildings are now gonna be like startups for one floor. So like every startup has like one floor, 2 floors.
You
Instead
think
of
so?
like before, it's like these companies were like they were renting out like the whole building. Now they're gonna
Yeah.
rent out a couple floors at a time.
Yeah, I do think that remote work is gonna be more and more you know, normal, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Looks
And
like a few
I think all these companies are gonna like who are truly remote first or truly remote are just gonna start popping up like satellite offices everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that makes sense, right? Because because then now that the remote is, you know, they figured out how to do well, to be still be proactive at it, to still be
Hmm.
perform, you know, perform, right? So, what was the big companies that move? Hang on, let me see. I know Oracle did. What else? Who else did? Didn't HP, Charles Schwab, McKinsey left? That's right.
They all left San Francisco.
Yeah. The only Apple stay there, Dropbox stay there. And then who else left?
Why are all those consultants leaving? They just it's just they're not their main hub,
What do you mean?
like McKinsey and
Oh no, yeah, but no, our headquarters not there. They're not in SF. There's just we have a
yeah,
small satellite office there. That's it.
yeah. So
We have,
like
we have, we have a bunch of satellite offices
so they
there
just
actually.
gave up their satellite office.
No, I don't think consulting did. Most consulting office is still there. We haven't, at least in my consulting firm, they haven't given up any office yet.
Okay.
So, because ultimately, at the end of the day, though, right? I mean, we're already in that remote environment, right? For us, and so our mindset already, we only have a few floors. So it's not like we have to build
I think the next WeWork. I don't know if WeWork is gonna be like big, but I think the next WeWork is gonna be like that whole industry is gonna be booming.
you think like industrious is big, it's pretty big too. It's just like the competitor we work.
Yeah, I think that type of company like that sector is gonna be big just because people.
I feel like commercial real estate has a long way to drop. I don't think it has bottomed out yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's bottomed out yet, but I think that companies are gonna go more towards WeWork than renting,
That's
like
true.
big offices,
Yeah.
right? I think that's
That's true.
probably like I think those companies are probably gonna get bigger just because companies understand that they don't need that space anymore. They can just use a WeWork and have a few chairs for people, right?
That's
Instead of
true.
having a whole office.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, you know, a lot of companies like, I think this because the Silicon Valley still have the investment people there, the money. I still feel like more companies techs pop up. They will keep popping up. You're right. I don't think Silicon Valley has died or whatever the feel of SF. I do think that, I mean, especially like now with the whole what's called the SPAC process now, I think you can do IPO differently now,
Yeah.
and I think that's becoming more popular instead of letting
For people who
bank.
don't know, what
Yeah,
is a SPAC?
dude, I don't know how to describe that to people. It's so hard. I mean, I guess in simple term is like, I guess you raise money, through, I guess, under, I don't know how to word this. Like, it's
What's it
different
stand for? It stands for a special purpose acquisition company.
decision committee. Yeah, because it's different from actually having a bank to do the IPO for you.
I'm also not really sure how it works.
Yeah, I don't even know how.
But I know that it's an option for companies now. What's it? It's there was just a company that said that they were doing it, a lending company.
Oh really?
Oh my god, my friend works there, and I don't even remember.
SoFi?
SoFi, that's right. SoFi is doing a SPAC.
Are they? Did they announce already?
They announced it, yeah. So I have this. So it says, how does a SPAC work? Right. So
They
there's
all
a
learn at the same time.
listed SPAC. It's a blind pool of cash raised by financial sponsor through IPO to acquire a private operating company. Oh, okay. So this company's it goes public and then it acquires a company like SoFi, and then that company becomes, that's how they become public, is through this SPAC. Oh man. So it's just a bunch of companies that are going IPO. They're just raising a bunch of funds so that they can go purchase a startup.
Correct. Yeah.
Interesting.
Isn't that crazy? Is that an accelerated way? I mean, it's an accelerated way to enter the market. That's what this comes down to.
Yeah, but it's like it's also not your company anymore, right? Like, and I guess maybe they'll still leave it, but it's more like when you go IPO, like I want a symbol that like it's my symbol, right? Like,
so I mean, the question is though, right? A lot of companies use the SPAC, but they still kept their stuff though, right? How did they do that? Because I feel like it is a quicker, probably faster route to hit the market.
is it because it takes too long to IPO?
Yeah, IPO, correct. Yeah.
And do all that stuff. So now it's easier to have just like a bunch of cash to IPO, and then
because you move the company faster to grow faster,
and then you can purchase one easier than just like having that company. I guess that's true.
I mean, think about this. I think as of last year alone, I believe was in 2020, I think there was 112 SPACs. It literally doubled from the year before that.
It's getting more and more popular.
Yeah, for sure. There's a whole article that explains what's wrong with IPO in a sense. And it's interesting to see that.
You know what I think is a problem is that the regular person can't get involved in an IPO.
Dude, imagine imagine ICOs back in the days in crypto. And you do this for companies.
And I talked to
this is a small fraction. You don't have to release that much.
Right.
Release 10, yeah.
I understand, and I was talking to Rahul. Rahul's like from India. He was on the show last year, and he told me that in India, if a company's going public, you can talk to people there and get investment shares of it.
Really?
Like you can get in on that IPO if you really believe in it. But like over here, it's a whole process, and it's only for the super wealthy
shareholders. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's they make it so hard for anybody who believes in anything to invest.
Yeah, you had to buy it once it hit the market, and it's not only that. Like if you don't have pre-reservation, you won't able to hit a pre-market either value, etc. Things like that.
Yeah, I just think it would be nice to have as an investor, if you knew about a company before it goes IPO.
Imagine, and think about this. Imagine if you knew that Airbnb. So Airbnb was smart. They email out the people who had accounts, the renting places. Hey, you guys can purchase our pricing. Here's a limited amount you could purchase. at this special price.
Yeah.
If some of those people actually read the email, actually purchased the price, they would have made money in Airbnb stocks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think that's a great way to do it. I think the companies should definitely do this more, where they'll send out to their users and tell them that we're giving you an option to buy into.
And it doesn't and only it doesn't hurt them, but it actually benefits them. It shows how loyal they are.
It adds
And-
loyalty, like brand loyalty and everything. Like,
and it's another money. It's another
good
way to raise money.
PR. I feel like we need to be like maybe we need to start a consulting firm for IPOs, the company IPOs.
Different ways to IPO.
Yeah, we are like, this is how you do it. We have all the ideas.
It may not be right for every. It may not be right for each industry, you know, but it might be right for you.
It's never right for every industry, but it's always right for you. Like, that'd be our pitch.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's definitely a little bit interesting to see. I mean, I think the space is gonna get more and more. I just feel like company wants to pop up faster and they want to move faster and they want to be able to get some funds. I mean,
Wasn't
especially
there? There's
nowadays-
another law that came out that made it easier to IPO, right?
I'm not sure about that.
There was something else that made it easier for companies that wanted to IPO to be able to do it. But yeah, I think they're pushing for these companies to IPO, and the market is crazy right now for IPO market.
Yeah.
Like, just looking at the most recent ones that came out, everything's up 100 or something percent.
Well, speaking of the market has been bullshit the whole so far. The 10 days straight, 11 straight. So
11 days straight.
Well, today ended in the negative, but still.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah,
All right.
the market's always going crazy.
All right. All right. Well, for current events, I think that's pretty much really it. You want to end this episode with some rant? You have anything to vent?
I do. Well, I don't know. I talked about it a little bit earlier, where I am so I turned on C-SPAN for the electoral college voting, and I'm so upset with how slow the
Ineffective?
process is. It's so slow. They're there
gotta be
in the
meticulous.
middle of the night.
Gotta be meticulous, you know.
And for me, it was already, I want to say 11 o'clock at night, and they were still counting votes, and they were doing it in the slowest way possible. I'm like, there has to be a better way.
They gotta build overtime.
They don't bill overtime for Congress, man. They get a salary. But like, no, maybe that's what it is. Government work is all hourly, huh? So they're just even if it's salary, it's by hour. I guess that's hours. True. Oh,
it's by hours.
That's why. It's why these Congress people, like, they're just like, oh,
they gotta write long pages of bills, complex bills. They gotta write a bunch of stuff. They gotta scrap stuff. I feel like they just haggle just for fun out of it.
That's what I think. They I feel like they don't do anything. I feel like the process, the whole system is made to make it ridiculously hard to do anything.
It's. I mean, I get it. I do think that it definitely needs to evolve. I don't think this should. I mean, I don't think it's a technology thing. I think it's more of a process thing.
I think they can update their process to include technology.
Yeah, but ultimately, though, they do think technology could be hackable. Like, for example, like imagine if you try to do anonymous vote by electronic. There, I feel like
no, but in Congress, there's no anonymous votes.
Oh, that's true.
Every vote is like accounted for. So I feel like you just have to make sure that your vote, like, you can even make it a closed loop system and it's only internal, right? And then, and I think it'd be easier. Like, everyone put in their vote. You have 1 second. Go.
you should send them emails as a suggestion.
Do they take email? I might have to snail mail it. The way that they do it, and then they'll call me, and they'll have to like make sure that I sent it. Like, they'll call me and be like, "Robert, did you call it?" I'm sure
they got some kind of feedback comment card.
Oh my god, it made me so angry that I was. It made me so angry. I was like, This is why nothing gets done. Is because it takes so long to just vote. Just to vote, it takes so long. Oh man. But yeah, that was my rant. It's like, this is so ridiculous. I don't understand. How hard can it be to like vote?
How hard can it be? All right. So my rant is more like a rant. I don't know when to actually sell all the Tesla stocks. It's been going on forever. It's been going on forever,
Your vent is that you have Tesla stock and you don't know when to sell. All right, man.
It's been going on forever. It's been going on forever, you know.
You know what? You don't have to sell it at all. You can keep it forever.
I don't know. I feel like I I need to move it. I just need to move it. It's just gonna pump. I feel like everyone knows overvalue, right?
Yeah.
But even I technically speaking, I should ride through the highs and lows.
You just don't want to lose any value on it. That's what you.
My profit's already locked in no matter what. But at the end of the day, I just feel like I should just leave it and then not worry about it. I just go through the highs and lows. You know what I mean? 10-year stock, leave it out there for the rest of it.
Yeah. Or you could do what I do and just put like a stop loss of 10%, and then.
But it fluctuates 10% sometimes throughout the week.
Yeah, and it sells, and then that's it. Like you sell it, like it's fine. Like if you, or you could put 15%, or you could do anything you want. Just
at this rate, I should just put 30%.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, you do what you do, but like, yeah, just set a percentage, and then you.
Okay.
And if it sells, like it doesn't hurt you, right?
To be honest though, I've been started doing a little bit more like a little option trading here and there. Like I've been selling some stuff. I just frustrated because I'm like, oh man, this is go up, this goes up, and then I've been selling it a bit too early. I'm gonna make more profit. Or sometimes I sell like a little bit too late.
When do you do you sell at 1,000%? We were talking about this a couple episodes ago.
No, not that.
You're not selling at are you selling at 1,000% or at your 30%?
It depends on the situation. Sometimes 30%, sometimes 50%. You know,
1,000% or bust. Like that's all you need.
But sometimes I sell it too late, and I made very little money. You know, so
but you still made money.
Yeah.
Like honestly, just take your wins. Like I
wins, yeah, I guess.
Like you shouldn't be so greedy about it.
I have my losses, right?
And you need losses to offset gains, anyways. So I think it's good to have a few losses, as long as your losses aren't more than your gains. I think you're good. But yeah, I think you need to just relax and just like if it happens, it happens. For me, like I put my stuff in. I locked it in. If it goes down 10% and it sells, it's no.
Yeah, no, I've been putting a lot more stop. I've been putting a lot more stop losses in my options now, more carefully instead of me just watching it.
Yeah.
So I just put stop losses there and just take that as it is, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the best way. It's also like you're doing some options trading, so that's like very hectic. Right. But for me, like I don't have time to be looking at it every day, so I
don't either. I just get alerts.
I just put the stop loss on, and if it sells, I'm like, all right, now I have cash. So like, all right, I'm good.
And then I put a buy limit.
Yeah, buy limits too. Yeah, you could do that too. Like I feel like you don't. I don't know. I feel like you can let it run its course.
We'll see. We'll see how after Q1 is how my portfolio looks like. So for the first time in a while, I've been pretty active. So we'll see how that looks.
Yeah. I feel like that. There was one time where I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get really active in the stock market, and then I got and like my like I like lost money. You know, or like I made like 5% when the last quarter I made 25% just letting it ride.
So sometimes doing less may be the best idea.
I know. I that's what I feel like sometimes.
Yeah. You know what we should do though? We should do like a simulator between you and I, and just each of us starts with 5,000 or 10K, whatever it is in the simulator, and then we check every single week, see how we are doing.
Oh, we could do that. except I don't trade anything, so it's based on your active trading versus my passive trading.
Yeah, my 5 seconds. There we go. There we go.
We should. Well, if we do that, I want to do a 10-year. I want to do a 10-year one.
Dude, 10 years too long.
Yeah. And I'll bet you $1 million the same way Warren Buffett does. $1 million, whoever's ahead.
10 years. Let's do 10 months, okay? 10 months. Okay.
10 months. Too much risk there. We could totally do that. Do like a year-long stock thing.
Yeah, I'm sure people will get involved. I'm sure Sean will be interested. So
we get a bunch of people onto it, and then every week we'll update where we are.
Yeah. We keep them anonymous to see whose portfolio's whose.
Yeah. Do you want to hear what happened with the Doug Polk and Daniel Negreanu?
Yeah. So they took a holiday break, right?
So. They took a holiday break, and then they started back up, and Daniel Negreanu has won 4 in a row.
In person?
Like he won four sessions in a row. So he
Wow.
was down 700,000, I think, before, and now
Yeah.
it's down to 620,000. So he's
So he's
grinding
come
back,
back.
and they're right over like when
Wait,
they
they had
stopped.
these
When they stopped, it was halfway. So then
So did they have this? Did they have in person though?
no, they haven't done it in person yet, but they've been still playing online, and I think they're trying to set it up. They're trying to like get set up
Hey,
for it.
I'm happy that Negreanu's coming back online. Holy shit!
But he's coming back. He
in
was
the
down
hole.
750,000 at half. He was down almost a million at one point, and like he's back down only 620,000.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, now you just gotta grind back. Gotta grind it. Did you hear about the $1 million challenge with they were playing Pot Limit Omaha? Like there was one really like this guy, what's his name? He used to be Tom Dwan's but yeah,
What's it about though?
it's this guy. He's a Pot Limit Omaha like pro, right? That's all he played for a long time. But then he put out a challenge, $1 million challenge. Someone wants to play with him for, I want to say it's like 100,000 hands. It was like way more hands, right? So then this other top Omaha pro played him, and he was like, "All right, we're gonna play." And it got to like a quarter of the way through, and he was down. I think it was 1 million or maybe 2 million, something like that. He was down. He was way down, like way down.
Came back.
He decided he was like, all right, I need to take a break, and they have like a penalty. Like they're playing every day. If you take a day off, you have to pay like a $10,000 or $20,000 fine.
Yeah.
He took 4 days off.
40K.
Yeah, and then I guess to study or to like take a break, and then he proceeded to come back and win the $1 million challenge.
Jesus Christ! How long did that take?
They were a quarter way through. It was probably 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, something like that. The whole challenge.
I wonder what he learned during his break.
Yeah, he must have been like studying hardcore during that break.
He probably figured something out. Like
and figured something out. Yeah, and then he just proceeded to just chip away, and then came back and won. Like, what the? That is crazy.
Probably murdered him. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, I think that's it for our today's show on current events. We'll have more frequent current events show. Hopefully 2021 gives us more craziness, right?
I don't want this type of craziness, but we can have other type of craziness.
I want some good craziness. Come on, let's have some good craziness.
Yeah, let's do some good crazy. Not all negative.
Not all negative, you know. Funny thing is, I was mentioning like, wow, it's been 7 days. Nothing crazy that has happened yet.
Oh man, were you wrong?
I know. I'm like, damn, I spoke to you in 1 day too soon, you know. Yeah, but yeah, you know, well, let's see what happens. So, but we'll be doing this more often, just because I feel like it's more relatable. People listen. If you want to join in this conversation, let's say that you went into action of this, you know, just let us know. Send a message, you know, leave a comment.
If you want us to talk about anything too, you can always send us topics to talk about. Maybe we're not looking at I know I'm not looking at the news every day, so we don't see everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't often get 300 messages about the same topic, so
that's true. I never get 300 messages about any topic. So.
All right. Well, for those who are watching us on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, please. And for those who are listening to us on the podcast, just don't forget to just like and make sure that you leave a comment for us. We'd like to hear from you. Otherwise, until next time. All right, Robert.
Yep. Peace.
Take it easy, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Gluten-Free Organic Thoughts podcast. As always, we appreciate you. If you are watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this episode, and leave us a comment. If you are listening to us, please leave us your honest review on your preferred podcast listening platform. And as always, you can find us on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GFOT Thoughts. Drop a comment and give us some feedback. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, see you then.